So this is an interview with my buddy Thomas Mitchell, and what I want to ask you about, bro, is tell me about the time that you and I encountered skunk ape on the St. Johns River,
Yeah.
Florida.
Well,
What happened?
we're out in the river. Went up the Alexander Springs Run to the second curve up there. That's where we used to go fishing a lot. And it's probably about, what was it, 12 o'clock at night. We heard a Bigfoot holler.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it was a holler that you ain't never heard before. And if you remember right, I told you, look up every indigenous animal here in Florida and you won't hear that holler. And it was a holler, it was a long one. And that went. And then probably about 45 minutes later, we started hearing knocking on some trees, if you remember.
Oh, I remember.
So we heard that knocking. And then we actually had a couple of experiences that night. It wasn't just Bigfoot. Because we were sitting there in the river and we heard, and that was the sound we heard. And I looked back at you and I said, you humming me a tune, big guy? Yeah. You said, fuck no, but I heard that. And what the fuck was that? And I said, well, that might be a ghost, because Timaqual used to live out here. And it was a big Timaqual area out there. Or Timucan, whatever you call them, but I call them Timaqual. And
I heard it though.
yeah, you damn sure heard it, because I heard it too. And then you're like, hey, let's go on back out the big river. And I said, no, we're catching catfish. We're going to sit right here for a little while. We're all right. And
I was ready to book out of there.
yeah, it was pretty heavy. And then we heard a freight train coming through the woods. And I'm telling you, it was like King Kong coming through the
Sound like an elephant smashing through there.
It was heavy. To the point where we both pulled our guns to the trees. And it came straight at us. We heard it splashing water, but we didn't see a single ripple in the water, and we didn't see a tree shake next to us. And scared the shit out of me, scared the shit out of you.
Yep.
And that's when I said, yeah, maybe we ought to go on back out to the big river. And we did. We went out to the big river. And that was the end of that encounter. But I know it was Bigfoot or a skunk ape, is what we call him down here, because everything matched up with it. And I've heard him before on that fucking river, and by myself, but Tony was actually there the day that it happened, which was really cool. He could experience it. But I went out the next night, and I apologized for everything, and I ain't heard nothing out there since. So, I can't tell you if you go out there, you're going to hear something. I don't know. I know we heard something that night. It was scary as shit.
We heard it, and I was scared to death.
So
we were ready to go down.
Yeah, we were going to shoot that motherfucker.
But it never came out.
It didn't come out.
It knew what a gun was.
Yeah, it had to, because there was two pointed at him. And
380 and a 357.
Yeah, and we were about, 5 yards off from shore.
That's it.
Yeah, it wasn't far. So
there you go.
We know that Bigfoot's out.
So that's the time Thomas Mitchell and Tony Martinez encountered Sasquatch, aka skunk ape, on the St. Johns River.
100%.